Okay, so now we're dividing decimals where your divisor has a decimal and or your dividend has a decimal. So we already know what to do when it's just your dividend having a decimal. So we just got to make this a whole number. I have no clue how many times 0.4 goes into 2. 0, none, and I never will because I don't need to. I just turn this into a whole number by moving my decimal over once. Whatever I do to this side, I gotta do to this side. Math's all about balance. So if I moved that decimal over once, I move this decimal over. So this is my new decimal. I'm making it big and beautiful. I'm ignoring these two now. This decimal and this decimal no longer exist. I do everything else like I've done before. Can 4 go into 2? Nope. Make sure every digit has a buddy. Can 4 go into 22? Yes. 5 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Divide, multiply, then subtract. Remember, make sure this number is always less than your divisor. Bring it on down. Bring it on back. Can 4 go into 24? Absolutely. 6 times. 4 times 6 is 24. Bring it on down. Can 4 go into 8? Yep, twice. Now remember, I'm ignoring this decimal. I have my big beautiful one, and it goes straight up. That's my answer. So remember, if you forget to move your decimal, you have 0 holes and a lot of extra. That's very different than 5 holes and 62/100ths extra. So make sure you move that decimal. If I had to move it over here to make this a whole number, you have to move it over here. Moving it once to the right, moving it once to the right. Okay, now let's look at this one. All right, decimals in my divisor, that won't work. I move it once over. Now it's just 3. Oh no, there's no decimal. Or is there? Remember, there's always decimal. This is just a whole number, so there's an invisible decimal behind it. I moved it once over, so I move it once over. Empty egg carton, you have to put an egg. There's always a 0 there for every place value. Okay, so now here's my new big beautiful decimal. These guys no longer exist. 3 goes into 7 twice. 3 times 2 is 6. Bring it on down. Start all over. Can 3 go into 16? Yep, 5 times. 3 times 5 is 15. Bring it on down. Do it all over again. Can 3 go into 18? Yep, 6 times. 3 times 6 is 18. Now, do not stop here. Every number has to have a buddy. So you got to bring down that 0. 3 goes into 0, 0 times. And then put your decimal. Because 2,560 is a lot different than 256. Everyone has a buddy. All right, now what if my divisor is 2 digits? Same thing. I have to make this a whole. Moving it over once doesn't work because that's now 3 wholes and 2/10 extra. I don't know how many times 3 and 2/10 goes into 13. No idea. Move it over twice. Whatever I do to this side, you gotta do to this side. So I move this decimal over twice. Big, beautiful decimal right there. Empty place value, put a 0. Okay. Can 32 go into 1? Nope. Can 32 go into 13? Nope. Can 32 go into 134? Yes. I always try 5 first. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Too big, but not scarily too big. So I'm going to try 4 now. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Well, there you go. So it goes in there 4 times. Remember, you want to get as close as you can to the number without going over. Divide, multiply, then subtract. Bring it on down. Oh, doesn't work. If I have 4 cookies, I can't give you 8, so I have to regroup. I take from my 10s, regroup to my 1s. 14 minus 8 is 6. 2 minus 2 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring it on down. Can 32 go into 64? We can do that twice. Remember, every number has to have a buddy, so I bring that down. 32 can't go into 0. Big, beautiful decimal is the one that counts. And here's my answer. All right, and it's the same thing over here. Move this over twice. Invisible decimal. I have to move it twice. Whatever I do to this side, I have to do the exact same to this side. Okay, can 23 go into 5? No. Can 23 go into 52? Yes, twice. 23 times 2 is 46. I have 5 cookies. I can't give you 6. So I regroup. 15 minus 6 is 9. Bring down your 2. All right, can 23 go into 92? Yes. Let's try, ooh, I always try 5. I have a feeling 5's too big, but I tell you guys always try 5, so I'm trying 5. Yep, too big. But only a little bit, so I'm going to go straight to 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Beautiful. So 23 goes into 92 4 times. 23 times 4 is 92. Bring it on down. 23 goes into 0 0 times. 23 goes into 0 0 times. My new decimal was here. And that's my answer. So, all in all, just remember, whatever I do to this side, I gotta do to this side. If it moved over twice, I went over twice. If it went over once, I went over once. No matter if I run out of room or not, I can always add some zeros.